Brought to you by My 11 Circle. Win first prize 1 crore every day. Download the app now.
तो स्पोर्ट्स हब पर आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। और जैसा कि पता ही होगा कि चैंपियंस लीग में अब क्वार्टर फाइनल का राउंड आ गया है और साथ में है हमारे खास मेहमान टेरी फेलन, फॉर्मर फुटबॉलर भी हैं और सोनी स्पोर्ट्स के लीग की चर्चा जब होती है तो आप इन्हें देखते भी होंगे, बात करते हैं खिलाड़ियों के बारे में बात करते हैं। सो टेरी, वेलकम टू स्पोर्ट्स हब।
Thank you, sir.
Let's start with the Champions League. 8 teams left. Who do you think will progress in the semis?
Oh, it's a big one, isn't it? You know, you've got some fantastic teams in there. You know, your Chelsea's who had a bad loss at the weekend. You've got Liverpool who are firing all cylinders, who are going for trophies and more trophies. You've got Man City in there who are just bobbing along, obviously heading the EPL. And then you've got teams like Villarreal and Bayern Munich in there, and Real Madrid and Atletico in there. So it's a big one, isn't it? This is where it gets to the nitty gritty end. This is where it's very tight. This is where the best of the best come to the top. You know, you can't allow for any mistakes or anything. So it's going to be exciting. I mean, if you're really looking at it, you think Bayern Munich would be up there. Bayern Munich would be up there. Liverpool would be up there. You'd fancy them for a semi-final place. And then, wow, it could be anybody, couldn't it? From Man City to Real Madrid.
Let me tell you that I'm very hopeful for Bayern Munich as I'm a big supporter of that team. It's my favorite team.
If Lewandowski can do what he's doing in the obviously the Bundesliga and bring his shooting boots to the Champions League, which he's already doing, you know, I can see them as really progressing into the semis.
Sure. So let's talk about Man City as they will be facing Atletico Madrid and they will be playing the first match of this quarterfinal. Manchester City's search for their proper striker has not yet finished yet, and they have a lot of attacking midfielders. They have Gabriel Jesus who play as a striker position, but proper striker, they are lacking that proper striker player. Do you think that?
Well, we've been saying this for a couple of seasons, haven't we? These false number nines, these attacking midfield players. You know, obviously we know Manchester City flood from midfield going forward. We do know that what Pep's teams are always about, possession-based team. They try to pull players out, the opposition out, trying to get into them little holes. They will try and get overloads, 5v4 in the final third. But it's when you come to the nitty-gritty, it's when you come to the best teams in Europe, the teams who can drop, defend, organise. That's where Manchester City may come unstuck a little bit. But yes, they do need a number 9. You know, so they can change the momentum a little bit.
So do you think a player like Erling Haaland or Robert Lewandowski can help Man City much more? Because they have that attacking style of play in Premier League and Champions League.
I don't think it's much more. I think it's when they can fit into the system more than anything else. You know, we know where Pep likes to play balls in and around the zone 4 team. We know he likes to go from side to side and open the opposition up, see if he can get proactive passes in between. We do know that. But yes, I mean, if you had someone like a Haaland, a Lewandowski in there, you know, a Benzema, per se, or a Mbappe, they bring different problems. You know, if you're a team who's going to sit really deep against Manchester City, it's up to Manchester City now to open up the problems where they struggle a little bit against the top opposition.
Talking about the big clash, Madrid versus Chelsea, do you think that Roman Abramovich's exclusion from Chelsea has left a negative impact on this club? As we have seen, they have lost to Brentford 4-1 in Premier League also.
I think that's a bleep, isn't it? You know, you're going to lose 1 or 2 games. I don't think you can see it. I don't think read too much into that game. But listen, the Champions League's completely different. We know what Chelsea did last year. We've seen them play. We know what they're all about. They're strong, and I'm sure they'll want to retain the crown. To tell the truth, yes, they got beat off Brentford 4-1. Sometimes that's good for the players to bring them back down to earth, you know. And like I said again, massive game for Chelsea. Yes, we've had, you know, there's been a lot happening in the club. But at the end of the day, it's about the players going onto that green grass, getting over that white line and getting the result.
Terry, what according to you is the biggest strength of Chelsea, as they have the best defense, as they have midfielders, they have Jorginho, they have N'Golo Kante, who provides the ball, who counter attack very much, and who are good in air also. What is the best strength for this Chelsea?
I think as Chelsea, as Thomas Tuchel's been doing, I think it's a team unit. What he's got together, the more tighter, the more rigid, and then you've got Havertz up front. If Lukaku, he's up there in the top scorers with Chelsea. You've got Lukaku up there, Havertz, Ziyech is up there and all. He's doing well. I mean, if they can get, all them three firing on all cylinders, they've got a great chance, Chelsea, Like I said before, the Champions League is different from the EPL. EPL's long, it's drawn out. You're going to lose 1 or 2 games. The Champions League, you can go in there and you can really, have a good go of it. This is where the emotions, psychological emotions change altogether. So I think Chelsea are well equipped to go on and get a result.
And looking at Real Madrid, we know that they are doing very well in La Liga, but do you think they are over-dependent on Benzema, Luka Modric?
Well, I think that if we talk about Real Madrid's midfield and you look at Modric, Casemiro and Toni Kroos, they've been absolutely fantastic, haven't they? You see what they did to PSG in Madrid. How PSG lost that game, we wouldn't know, but I just think they're a different beast, aren't they? You've got Vinicius Junior up there, you've got Benzema and all scoring all the ratio goals he scored. No, I don't think they do. I think they play as a team and they play as a unit. You've got to break that midfield down, though. Listen, Chelsea played them last year and Chelsea beat them. And Chelsea went on and won the Champions League and beat Man City. So they'll be relishing the chance. But I think Real Madrid will pose some different problems for him, especially with Vinicius Junior out on that left-hand side, coming in off that, linking up with Benzema. And the 3 midfield players, Casemiro holding, with Kroos and Modric doing what they usually do.
Terry, what do you think of Liverpool? They have got a comparatively easy draw. Do you think consistent victories for the Reds, it'll be a pressure for them as they are in different cup contention? They are eyeing Premier League, Champions League, also FA Cup.
Well, I think Liverpool and Klopp's very mindful. He'll take each game as it comes. I know he won't be saying, we've got this competition, this competition, this competition. He'll be looking at this game and thinking, now, listen, Liverpool have got a great chance of going to the semi-finals, against obviously Benfica. Benfica are no strangers either. What they did in their own domestic league last season. They're coming into it now. They're there because they win games. It won't be easy for Liverpool. But, Liverpool being Liverpool, the array of talent they've got, Jota in there, Mo Salah, Mane in there. They're all well equipped to score goals, and then they've got a well-oiled defence. They're a well-oiled team, aren't they? But listen, Klopp will not get ahead of his time. He will take this game as serious as any other game coming up, and he'll want to win the game.
And what do you think of Bayern Munich? We have seen Bayern Munich's dominating approach in Champions League from last 6 seasons. What, according to you, is the biggest picture for them, for their victories?
I think, listen, at the end of the day, whatever you're doing in your own domestic league is irrelevant now to the Champions League. The Champions League, you're playing against some of the best teams, in Europe. They have got the Lewandowskis of the world who's scoring records upon records. He can even break his own record this season from last season, which I'm sure he will do. But, it's not just about Lewandowski. It's about the other 10 players around him and all. And I think Bayern Munich can go all the way to the final. They've got an array of talent there. They're a well-oiled machine again. Under Nagelsmann, he's got them going. He's sat in there. It's easy for a coach to go in there. All he needs to do is manage that dressing room, and that's what he's doing. He's got a world-class players there. So I do think Bayern Munich are probably one of the top favourites for this competition.
Do you think Bayern's high defensive line will become a problem for them if they face any of the teams like Liverpool or Manchester City, who have that fast counter-attacking options?
Well, we've seen a couple of years ago what Liverpool did to Bayern Munich, didn't we? You know, Liverpool went over there and they won the game comfortably. Obviously, Mane scored a fantastic goal. Yes, is it adaptable? Of course, it'll be adaptable. If he plays that against someone team like a Liverpool, who are very counter-attacking, they're a high-pressing team, they maybe adapt a little bit. But listen, it's about the other teams adapting to your system and not your system adapting to the other teams, especially if they do meet a Liverpool or a Real Madrid, to tell you the truth. But I think Bayern Munich are well equipped to go all the way and win the competition like everybody else. It's very hard, isn't it? You know, the predictions is very hard. You never know what's going to turn up. It's just that hopefully we get fantastic games.
And Terry, my last question to you, which team has the best defense according to you, in these 8 left teams in Champions League?
Well, if you look at Manchester City, they don't concede a lot of goals. Liverpool don't concede a lot of goals. Bayern Munich concede goals. That's my only worry. They do concede goals. Villarreal, you know, they're 7th in their own league, aren't they? Chelsea don't concede a lot of goals. So it just tells you there, listen, if you don't concede goals, you don't lose games. It's the same old scenario. If you score goals, you win games. And that's what it's all about. It's all going to be about your strikers at this present time. Who's in form? Who's going to take the ball? Who's going to get the chances and put the chances away? And this is what Champions League football is all about. And we'll see hopefully by the end of the week.
Sure. Thanks for talking to us, Terry. It was a very nice interacting to you.
Thank you very much.
और स्पोर्ट्स के जो सभी दर्शक हैं उनको पता ही होगा कि भाई आपको चैंपियंस लीग का मजा जो है वो सोनी में दिखता होगा। सोनी 10-2, 10-3, 10-4 अलग अलग चैनल में अलग अलग लैंग्वेजेस में आपको कमेंट्री भी मिलती है और मजा भी मिलता है। तो आप सोनी के साथ बने रहिए ताकि आपको चैंपियंस लीग का मजा मिलते रहे। थैंक्स टेरी।
थैंक यू।
मेरे साथ जुड़िए मनाने के लिए क्रिकेट का सबसे बड़ा त्योहार। मैच से जुड़े आपके हर सवाल का हम देंगे जवाब। जानने के लिए हर अपडेट, लाइव एनालिसिस, स्पेशल इंटरव्यूज, डाउनलोड कीजिए स्पोर्ट्स तक ऐप।